Shana Tova. 12 months ago, indescribable violence was launched against Israel at a gathering celebrating peace. The atrocities were unspeakable, and still today the hostages that were taken are a daily continuing assault upon Israel and decent people everywhere. We cannot begin to imagine the anguish of their families, and they are in our prayers. Anti-Semitism, in various guises, has been with us for millennia. And while we desperately wanted to believe that, like other forms of pure, vicious, uncontrolled hate, that it was a thing of the past, that we had evolved as a global society, October 7th was a rude awakening, saying that is simply not true, that hatred is not just a display in museums, part of our past, but quite the opposite, is on display today and is very much part of our present and regrettably our foreseeable future. While it is incredibly painful to acknowledge, to deny that reality, to believe otherwise, is not just self-delusion, it is being complicit in the face of that evil. The events 1 year ago today prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the existential threat faced by Israel is not hypothetical, it is not philosophical, it is not theoretical. It is a very real, clear, present danger. It is no coincidence that the 1 year anniversary of the most tragic and despicable attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust falls during Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the days of awe, a time of reflection and introspection. In many ways, we all have much to consider and to reconcile. I know that Israel will prevail and endure. That is the history of the Jewish people. And I stand with them and with Israel in that struggle. But what causes me grave concern is the state of our own country. I believe that political debate is a principle of our democracy. Indeed, it is our legacy and our lifeblood. But I believe also that there must be a fundamental common belief, a core character. I could not have imagined that people in this country would embrace or even tolerate the pure hatred, destruction, and murder, and terrorism, and rape, and kidnapping, and desecration that we have seen. There is a difference between debate and principled disagreement and condoning and encouraging threats of violence and of violence itself. And we know this as Americans. Our country has felt the pain of vicious terrorism, and we rightfully responded with strength and commitment. Democrat and Republican administrations pursued the same aggressive agenda against evil until we found justice. Terrorism must never be tolerated, and it can never be justified. It is a common enemy that must be beyond political differences or ideological disputes. The fight against terrorism is the common denominator that unites all who believe in democracy. This is not about left or right, it's about who we are as a people. As I reflect, I stand strong and I stand tall with Israel. And I do so because I stand for democracy and decency and justice. Am Yisrael Chai.